was just calling these kind gentlemen Frick and Frack from Melges Performance Sailboats. Actually, Harry Melges, Andy Burdick. You guys have been really helpful and really nice all weekend, and it's nice to be welcomed to a regatta rather than chased off of them like sometimes happens. You guys have been really good sports. We've had a really good time shooting the event. What have you heard about the kind of coverage that we're doing, and what's it doing for the class?
We've heard all good things. You know, it's great to have you guys here filming and getting the coverage out to everybody to see and view. And I think it's, you know, it can only be good for promotion, for class promotion and growth and stuff like that.
Did you get to see your peer here doing commentary live on Sailing Anarchy?
Our peer, who's that?
This one.
Andy? No, I haven't seen him.
He was really good, man. He was really good.
Check it out.
I said he's a natural broadcaster.
We'll have a little meeting in Zenda and get everybody to view that and critique his style.
There'll be some critique.
I'm telling you, I want you back. I want you back. Right. So Harry, Star, you guys had an up and down day, but you had a brilliant first race. What happened there on that run?
The first race?
Yeah. Was that the one you guys went into the beach and just...
Well, we stretched out a little more on the starboard jibe off the top mark because there's a little bit of a counter current along the beach, so we thought, why not?
And you had a wrap too, didn't you?
That was the last race.
That was the last race, okay.
Last race we had a huge wrap. We were out of the top mark second. Quickly got passed by a lot of boats.
Right,
so
right. We saw
went
that.
Downhill from there.
But the second race, Samba went and jibed off, and you guys stayed up there right on the sand. And you came into the mark with
first race.
Right, you came into the mark with a huge lead.
Yeah.
And then just extended from there.
Yeah, it was kind of nice and shifty, and it was kind of the rich get richer in that race. We got around the bottom mark and nice pressure, and a couple of shifts, and away you go.
What do you think about the level and the development of this class as it stands? I certainly, having been at the North Americans for the 24 class, which is not much else to compare it to right now, yeah. I would say the 24 class is certainly down the road. There's a bit more talent still in it. The development it's still a lot closer in the top few boats, but this one is getting there. What do you think about that?
Well, it's getting there, but the 24 class is an open class in terms of who can drive the boats, so the level is extremely high. You know, the Melges 32 class is an owner-driver class, and the levels, it's very high, but it's pretty even across the board, I think. I mean, every boat out there has an opportunity to win a race. I mean, you have boats at both ends of the fleet, you know, throughout the regattas. So I think it's pretty even racing across the board. And, you know, everybody's learning more about sailing the boats all the time. So
now, the formula you have now with 3 pros on board and an owner-driver, do you think that the class and the international class is happy with that formula for the moment?
I think they are, for sure. I haven't really had or heard any talk about anybody wanting to change the Cat 3s on the boat. I think that's about the right number. You know, for sure we want to stick with the owner-driver Cat 1 situation there. So.
And it also obviously has a lot of parallels to the FAR 40 fleet. And we've now seen a few boats coming in from the 40s. Do you see more defections from the 40 fleet as it dies? Which is certainly what's happening, as we saw in Miami and other recent regattas. They're just, the 40s are not moving, they're expensive to move and expensive to build sails for and so on.
Well, maybe. I mean, the Melges 32 is really easy to travel with. You can ship them across the ocean in containers and tow them behind a normal-sized vehicle in Europe and in the U.S. So, you know, economically, it makes a lot of sense, and the boats are a lot of fun to sail. So bang for the buck is pretty huge with the Melges 32.
Well, we can count them already. Joe Fly, Mescalzone Latino, Calvi. Yeah. Who else? Who else will we be seeing in the class over the next year, you think, that you've seen interest from? Can you tell us?
There's a handful of people, but yeah, it's hard to really say names at this point.
Okay.
But, there's definitely a handful of people in Europe and in North America who have considered it and are talking about it.
Well, you guys had a fairly in-depth owners meeting the other night about scheduling and so on. What really came out of that for where the class is headed and where the big events will be over the next year and a half, 2 years?
I think format, just having a solid schedule as to where the boats are going to tour around the U.S. is the most important thing, and that's what came out of the meeting. Having something set not only for 2009 but 2010, 2011, and 12. You know, these people are in it for the long haul, and the class is going to grow and continue to grow worldwide. So having that mapped out is going to make a big difference in the potential growth with the Melges 32.
What about, there's been some talk about some Caribbean regattas. You like it? some Caribbean regattas. Any chance that you guys will try and put a showing or put some support in down in St. Thomas or the BVIs or anything just yet?
Well, we would support it if there's the interest. There have been several boats that have talked about it, but nothing's actually gotten into motion yet.
Yeah.
But we would support it.
Shipping back and forth, if you can organize one of those ships that we saw coming in today with all the containers from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Put a fleet of 32s on that, you'd be good to go. So, maybe.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for all your help, and Harry for sailing the tough regatta, but sticking it out there, and
Thanks, Alan.
Andy for coming out and helping us out. It was really fun to have you as part of On the Water Anarchy, so we appreciate it a lot. All right, cheers.